are here at the podium. Meron kaming dinner every month ng mga amigas sa media, but tonight it will be special, it will be different because this is actually the despedida before Luis Portelles, our very good friend, leaves for Poland para mag-compete sa Mister Supranational 2023. So, let me just flip the camera. We are here at the podium at a restaurant called Motorino. So we set up a little something for Louise para naman din ma-feel niya how it is to be a candidate, kung paano talaga tayo gumagalaw dito. May press con kami. So let's say hi to some of the folks who are already here. We have Jay Barbo, of course, of Pageant Trend, and we also have Arvin Cabachete of Entertainment News Portal. So, eto ang setup namin ngayon. Diba? Legit na legit. Kaming mag-aamiga. Ayan. So, dito kami. So, mamaya siguro meron kaming konting Q&A. So cute! So, yan si Louise. Ayan. So, may cake. And ito ang aming laps for today. So, talagang push na kami. It's a party, kumbaga. Ayan. So, actually, ang inaantay ko dyan is... Ayan. Oh, hello! Here he is! Hi! Hello! Happy birthday, Chos! Hi, Doc! How are you? Ayan, kamustas? Ayan. Luis Portelles, and yeah, we decided to have this dinner / press con tonight because we want to give him the full Filipino hospitality experience. He has been here for quite some time, but we really want to give him the experience of being a super legit candidate. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we have Luis Portelles, Mister Supranational Canada 2023.
Yes!
Alright, so if you have any questions for Luis, now is the time to go for it. Now let me... Alright, ask all the questions, everybody.
Sit down.
Please sit down. We start easy, di ba? Okay. What has been your biggest challenge while training for Mister Supranational?
I think that for me personally, discovering the entire process of what it's like, what it takes to prepare for an international pageant, you know, especially when it comes to the male part of things, which I don't cover so often on my channel. I thought that preparation for men was quite easy, but in reality, it's really like a very, very intense workout. It takes a lot of hours of training. I've been literally here in the Philippines for 8 months, training for at least 4 or 5 months at this point, so just to give you an idea of how much work it is. So that's been the biggest surprise of me.
Why did you choose Philippines as a training ground for Mister Supranational?
So, of course, everything that I know about pageantry started here in the Philippines. So, when I came here initially back in November, I had an idea that maybe this was going to happen, but nothing was confirmed. So, for me, it was kind of a full circle moment when I got the news that I was going to participate and join Mister Supranational while I was here in the Philippines, and having the opportunity, of course, to prepare where everything started for me. It was just an opportunity that I felt like the universe just brought me here, and it was a full circle moment.
Louise, I have a few questions. I want us to start from the very beginning. Alright, first of all, you are representing Canada. We know you as a vlogger. But please let everyone know what really is your background.
So let's say on a day-to-day basis, I'm not necessarily a full-time blogger. As a blogger, I work for a financial institution in Canada. So I work with them to make sure that compliance is respected, that everything is working, that people are doing their jobs. So that's pretty much my background. I started my YouTube channel during the pandemic because I was working from home, I had lots of free time, and that's how pretty much I decided to use my creative side and get into it. So one thing led to another. I started doing music, then slowly was using pop culture, interviews, pageantry.
Louise, I'm also a blogger, but I did not go out of my way to become an official candidate. How did this happen? I mean, was this offered to you? Did you actively seek the franchise? And why are you representing Canada so poorly?
So I think honestly, the idea first came to me because as a pageant fan myself, not just a blogger, but as a pageant fan, I really feel inspired by the people in pageantry. The candidates and what they do. That's really the reason why I feel like I fell in love so much with pageantry. So after being impacted by them so much, I decided that maybe I can give this a try. So I started inquiring about it. I started reaching out to the organization. Initially I tried, but I didn't get any replies. So I was like, maybe it's a sign. But then eventually, I did get the information on how to do something. And I decided to do it. So it was a lengthy process. There was a selection process first. There's no national organization in Canada per se, but people can still present themselves to the organization. That's what I did. And the other people also did. They represent the country and the vices as well.
Alright, so, yeah. Shay, you have a question?
What was your first reaction the moment the organization accepted you as one of the official candidates of Mister Supranational?
I remember it as if it was yesterday. I was actually sitting in my bed. It was probably 2 a.m. This was a few days after New Year's here in the Philippines. And I opened my laptop because I knew the email was coming that day. So I opened my laptop, saw the email, it was positive. And I was so happy. I just got out of bed, jumped for a few minutes, went back to bed because it was so late, and I fell asleep. The next day I woke up in the gym. What did I do? What did I get myself into? But ever since, I never looked back, honestly. I just started to prepare myself, looking for help, people that would guide me in this journey.
Another follow-up question. Into your preparations, how did you do preparing for this?
So I started officially preparing in terms of Broadway walk and all of those things. It was early March. So it's been a few months already.
Right, we have Justin Cappuccino of San Francisco.
Okay, so you said earlier that you kind of casting for the Mister Supranational. Why Canada and why not Cuba? Because I understand that your heritage is Cuban.
Yes, absolutely. I also get that question quite often. To be honest, there was a few things that went into it. First of all, so I knew that I was eligible for both Cuba and Canada. However, Cuba had just won the pageant the previous year. I did inquire about Cuba as a matter of fact, but they told me that there is a pageant that is held in Miami every single year for this. So, and I knew that by that day I was going to be the Philippines. So I was going to go through. So also taking into consideration that Canada had not participated for 2 years, I thought instead of doing that, bring back the country to Supranational. And at the same time, I grew up in Cuba. I was born and raised in Cuba, but I became the fan that I can be in Canada. Since I was 13 years old, I've been in Canada. And it's kind of ironic because I'm technically 27 years and a half, and I've lived half of my life in Cuba, half of my life in Canada.
And also, it's interesting your background from finance to pageants and now to actually competing in pageants. How did that happen? I mean, that switch must have been like.
I know, right? So initially, what I started in university, I graduated with a bachelor's degree in communications. So I really come more from a creative background. That's really my cup of tea, what I feel really comfortable with. But I was already working for a bank while I was studying. I graduated in early 2020, middle of the pandemic. So all jobs in communication, whatnot, really rare. So I stuck with the financial side of things, which provided security, stability. So that's where it comes from. but I really think that we are on a creative person. That's right.
Okay, just a couple of comments and well wishes from Live to Eat, Eat to Live, Shane Miranda, and Oriental Josa. They're wishing you luck in your competition. Okay, one last thing.
Of course.
Can you say something in Spanish? Because we wanted, some of my followers were interested to hear you say something in Spanish.
Claro que sí, bueno, quiero darle muchas gracias a toda la gente que me ha enviado amor y apoyo de toda parte del mundo, Latinoamérica, Cuba, sobre todo tanta gente que me ha escrito y me ha dicho que se sienten inspirados por mi travesía, que se sienten que les he dado una motivación para ellos también seguir. Y espero que ustedes sepan también que más allá de que
Nag-invest ka talaga.
también los llevo a todos ustedes.
Gracias, Louise.
Hola! Hola! Okay. Yes, Arvin. Arvin from ENP.
Of your parents and friends back in Canada when you
That
told
was
them.
quite something, honestly, because as I said earlier, for me, doing YouTube for me, it was a hobby. It was never like full-time job for me. So I never really had the conversation with my family about my channel. So they didn't know that I was doing YouTube until the announcement for Supranational Canada. So I had to call my dad and have a conversation with him because there was pretty much like photos and things from the newspapers in Canada, so I had to address it. But they were all so, they were surprised of course, but they were also very supportive. They told me that, you know, whatever they can do on this journey, they're there for me, and they have actually been really, really good support system so far. Because it's challenging, especially the moment that you go public, challenges start coming in, but I'm grateful that I have so much people support.
They will be watching you also.
They will be watching from Canada. Yes, some point I'm not by myself. So pray for me guys, but they will be with me in spirit.
When are you leaving? You might not give that away.
So I am leaving in a little more than 24 hours. And it's actually bittersweet in a way because of course I'm going towards something that is so beautiful that I worked so hard for and that I'm super excited for. But also I've been here for 8 months, so I almost feel like I'm leaving my home as well. So
Yeah. Yeah, oo nga. Ano nga ito?
Yeah, advocacy.
okay, so being a pageant blogger and someone from within this industry as well, I think that we can all agree. You also speak with candidates quite often. As contestants, we try to change the world sometimes. We try our best to put forward the causes that are being for. For me, something that really got stuck with me is that I would always see some of the struggles that the people within this industry have to go through just to be in this industry. All of the bullying, the harassment sometimes, the racism, the body shaming. And those are things that I discovered through my interviews, my podcast, Extraordinary Jobs. So I decided to use this platform for the From the Ground Up Project, which is the platform that Supra promotes, to talk about those things and those issues that we still need to address in the industry. I think that even for us to be taken seriously by the outside world, the general public, we need to really address those things so that we are strong together as a community and that we're able to show our best.
Louise, you're a pageant blogger. I know that you've done extensive research on what you've been saying all these past couple of months. What is one thing that you learned about your preparations? Because Philippine preparations in pageant takes story. But now that you are in the middle of your preparations, you're wrapping up your preparations, what did you learn? And is it somehow connected to the stories that are attached to the magic of Philippine training in pageant?
I mean, honestly, something that I learned and that I couldn't have known by any other means is how much passion and effort goes into this. And that when you are going out there, you're not just representing yourself and the country, but you're also representing your trainers, your coaches, the designers that work with you, and the entire people who come together to support your country. What you see here and what you will see in any pageant, when you look at a contestant, is just one person amongst many that have to come together to put that person together and give them the preparation that they're ready to do.
that there is an opening statement for Mister Supranational. What would you like to talk about?
In my opening statement, I think that I would like to talk about the issues within the pageant. I think that, as I said, it's something that we don't really address that much. Sometimes we take certain steps to make it better. I think that we need to sit down and have an open conversation about, okay, these things exist, they're real, how can we fix them and where do we go from there?
What's like your comment when sometimes comment that you're too soft for
Oh yeah.
Mr. Supranational?
I get that a lot too from because they would ask me about your gender, your sexual orientation, and how that would play in a competition like Supranational. Now would be a perfect time to address that.
Well, I also get those type of comments a lot. So the first thing that I'm going to say is that regarding my orientation, my sexual orientation, there is nowhere within the Mister Supranational organization, the rules, the contract, nowhere it says that gay contestants cannot join the pageant. So I'm not going against the rules, I'm not being a revolutionary, I'm not the first, and I will definitely not be the last one as well. At the same time, I think that me knowing that I'm going to get a lot of backlash just for being myself in this pageant, this is also a political statement for me, you know, to make a point that gay men deserve space within these areas, that we deserve respect in this industry, and that we can not only represent ourselves fairly, but we can also contribute to this community as well.
Yeah. Follow up on that, Louise, because it's very important to address that representation matters, right? So, do you feel that the fan community, the pageant community, is now much more open for gay contestants joining male pageants?
I think that it's definitely a lot more open than maybe if I
Yes, the
joined
words
10
he's
years
using,
ago, 10
sobrang,
years ago.
the words he's
There's
using
still a lot
is
of work to do.
very,
I
hindi
still get a lot of
naman
comments saying, well, you shouldn't go to this pageant, you should go to another pageant because there's pageant for gay men. And I understand that,
Pinost ko
I
na ba ulit?
respect
Nung
that.
pinost ko kanina, post ko ulit.
But I think that for us to have the option to also join any pageant that we want, it's not because there's a category for us that doesn't mean that we cannot go to other pageants. That is the point that I'm also trying to
Conversational
make.
talaga siya.
So, if people think that I am too soft, that's okay. If they don't see it in me, that's okay. The judges will decide.
And follow up on that as well, because in the female pageants, lesbian competitors are pretty much
More welcome.
more welcome. There's some sort of like special consideration for female pageants. Because in 2013, Miss Universe first runner-up Alicia Yurena from Spain. So do you think that there is a certain unfairness that for male pageants, gays like us have not enough space?
I think that we still have so much work to do in terms of educating, you know, because a lot of that hate and those comments come from a place of ignorance. And you know, I think that it's normal to fear, to be scared of something that you don't know what it is, or that you don't fully understand. So that's why, for me, it's so important to be there for people to see, you know, regardless of the outcome of the pageant. Whoever comes after me, it will be easier for them just because I went through this experience. Just like it's easier for me because others did it before me as well. So that's what it's all about.
Okay, thank you, Louise.
Luis regarding the
I'm on from Pageant Talk, yes.
formal wear and the national costume. Is it made by Filipino design?
Okay, so national costume. Unfortunately, there's no national costume segment for Mister Supranational. There is one for the Miss Supranational, but not for Mister.
What are the activities?
But what would you have worn?
Okay, honestly, I think that if I had the opportunity to have a national costume, it would have been something inspired by the snow at the north of the day. It's so mesmerizing. I have never been in person, so maybe that's one of the things that I have to check on my bucket list, but I would have loved to show that to the world.
How,
The universe.
formal wear, di ba tinanong mo? How about the formal wear?
Formal wear. Okay, so everything has been selected. I'm working with 2 designers that I'll be taking with me. Poland
Filipino designer?
designers, and really excited to show you guys what it is. I cannot share too much, of course.
Surprise.
Alright. I want to wrap this one up because I know that you have another round for Super Chat. But I guess what we want to know is this is a very different setup. We have our dinners every month. You have been to several of our dinners together. Now it is different. Now we have actual folks interviewing you, making sure that your name is out there. Louise, how has your 8 months in the Philippines been? What did you learn? Is it also the same as what you've been checking online with how we've been treating you?
Honestly, when I think of my time in the Philippines, it has exceeded my expectations in so many different ways that I cannot explain. To be honest, when I came here, I did not know what to expect, what was going to happen, what I was going to do. I definitely did not expect to stay for so long. The first 2 weeks were rough. The jet lag, getting used to everything. But once I settled in and I found my groove, I honestly just feel at home. You know, I always say this. I was born and raised in Cuba. Now I live in Canada. Here in the Philippines, I cannot find like the best of both worlds. I'm lucky enough, blessed enough to have a good support system, lots of friends. I mean, you guys today are interviewing me and taking videos and photos, but you guys are normally my friends. We just sit down, have dinner, see each other at events. I just feel like that's precious. It doesn't matter where I go in the world. I always bring you guys with me. Bring the Philippines with me as well in my heart. It's just so important.
Alright. Last thing before we wrap this up, now is your opportunity to thank your camp, your trainers, everybody, and all your supporters. Now might be a good time to also ask them what you need for your success at Mister Supranational Canada.
So of course, super special thanks to the entire KF camp, to Rachel, who has been truly my rock in this entire preparation. My trainer, Felix Doss, as well, who has taken everything from scratch up when it comes to the runway walk. Coach Enan as well has been super supportive. My Q&A friend, Carlos, who is not in the Philippines, but he's in the Philippines. And just everyone at some point took a moment to be a part of this journey. Whether it's you guys, as friends, as part of the media, everyone, you know. So I really just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. And in terms of support, of course, as you know, Supranational has different activities that we have 3-4 finals. So right now we have the Super Chat segment that is coming out. I won the first round, and I'm filming the second round later tonight. So if you guys can vote for that, that would be amazing. Same thing for the Mister Influencer Challenge that is going. You will find all the details on those things on my social media. Luis Portelles on Facebook, Instagram.
Yay! Laban! Good luck! Good luck!
Thank you, everyone.
Kalaban everyone! Thank you.